Hey everybody, this is Duane with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina. It is Thursday, July the 9th. It's my sister Jennifer's birthday. Happy birthday, Jennifer. We're going to do the one cast. It's about 2 o'clock or 2:30 in the afternoon-ish. We've had some storms all day and looks like we got another one kind of coming in. I'm going to be drifting on a drift rig. Carolina rig system, 1/8 ounce weight, about 5 foot a leader, and then one of the French Pearl 762 Signature Series. We are just above the Narrows. Took me a little bit longer to get the camera going than I thought it would, and to test the sound, so this might be a shorter version of a drift here. They got 2 units of water running. Supposed to be turning it up a little bit, I think, here in a little while. Maybe they've already turned it up, I don't know. And fishing reports. Lots of boats coming in today saying they're catching fish, especially down around the landing on power baits and night crawlers. So not quite as tough today as it has been yesterday for the people wanting to keep some fish. I did have a guide trip last night. We started about 7:30 in the p.m., boated all the way up to the dam, and fished until about midnight, just slowly working our way down through the trophy area. And we actually fished these 762s on top and did very well. Caught a lot of fish, a lot of just great big chunker fishes. I think the biggest one we landed was only 19 5/8, but we did lose a few others that would have been a lot bigger, I believe. And a lot of fun. Only boat out here last night. I just talked to Blake. He has been dragging the 762 up here all morning on the bottom and said they did very well this morning. And then we had a pretty good storm come through. They sought some shelter and then came back out and tried it and said that bite has kind of slowed down for them a little bit, but I figured we'd try it anyways, just to see what happens. I did bring a couple of jigging rods that I might try after we get down through the Narrows, and I'm thinking maybe we ought to drag this to about Fall Creek, just see what happens. I'm going to try and stay in a little bit deeper water as we're going through here. The weatherman has said that this rain is clearing out, but that just doesn't look like it's clearing out over there. A little bit breezy out here, warm, wet wind. We did have a pretty heavy day on the books as far as boats were scheduled. I think we had quite a few cancellations because of this weather. Oh, that felt kind of fishy there. I almost set the hook. We've been fishing these 762 lures at night. Last night the rainbow trout flavored one was the best producer. It just caught fish after fish after fish all night. But we fish them a little bit different at night. Once the sun goes down, the fish come up off the bottom and start looking up at the surface. These lures only dive about 3 feet deep. I hit spot lock on my boat so that it holds the boat in place and the current is sweeping by. We cast the lures out in the current and just let them swing back behind the boat in the current and twitch them every 5 or 10 seconds, or reel them about 5 or 6 cranks, and then let them sit there and pause for another 10 seconds or so. That is bottom, and I just lost it. Oh, that hurts. I've got one more. Those fish come right up behind that lure and just crush it. Well, that was a lot of fun. I do not recommend you do that unless you know this lake very, very well. especially in the fog. You can get kind of turned around, and having spot lock really helps to maintain your position and know where you are, because if you have to look down and tie your lure on or whatever, you're in the same spot where you stopped. So you don't have to guess about where you are, whether you're facing upstream or downstream, because believe it or not, it can be a little bit difficult to tell at night out here. Alright, let's get that back out there. We're coming right through the Narrows now, so nothing officially on the one cast, except for a stick or a log or a rock or whatever that was. That got my lure. What happens where we're at now is this current likes to push us. There's a bunch of down trees in there, so you really got to pay attention floating through here that you're not going to get sucked into them logs and stuff. But being close to them is not bad. It's a pretty good trough that holds a lot of good fish. Got a pretty good wind blowing us back upstream, so that really helps with drifting, I think, in this faster water. Allows you to get down on the bottom a little bit easier, as long as it's not too strong of a wind. Ooh, that felt fishy. Getting us right up there next to them logs, and there's a good seam line down through here. I'm gonna try and fish that. It's kind of feeling like it's mossed up a little bit. I've got the Garmin Force trolling motor, and I used a remote. I'm really getting spoiled with that thing. There's a button on the remote. If I push that button anywhere I point that remote, the trolling motor head will point in the same direction. So it makes it real easy for drifting down the lake without ever looking at the trolling motor. If I want the boat to turn back behind me, I just point the trolling motor back behind me and it moves that direction. Alright, we're on the bottom side of the Narrows now, Eagle Island. I posted a video the other day. I think Lilley's Landing shared it, but it was a bobcat walking right down this bank of Eagle Island here. And we got up pretty close to him. It was a pretty neat sight to see. And of course the camera or phone video never does it justice, but get a pretty good idea of what we were looking at through here. Blake said that they were doing the best dragging this 762 up above Lookout Island, from Trophy Run to the top side of Lookout Island. Those dark clouds kind of scared me from going up that far. Comes one of our pontoon boats up the lake. Gonna drift this just a little bit farther. Or we might try a marabou jig for a little bit. good overcast skies today. You would think the fishing would be pretty good all day like this. Yesterday it was real bright and sunny, and everybody struggled that I talked to catch fish. But I said today they're catching some fish. They're bringing some back to the dock. And I'm just betting that this cloud cover has a whole lot to do with that. Little mink on the bank over there. The other day we were here, I saw a family of like, I don't know, there's 8 or 9 of them running across them rocks. We are just about to Fall Creek. Keep this in here to Fall Creek, and then we'll give up on the dragging of the 762 and switch over to a jig for a few minutes. Alright, so nothing dragging the 762 today. Except for a rock or a stick or whatever that was. I'll grab a jigging rod. I think I've got one over here with a gray and white maybe. Bill said he's been doing pretty good on white jigs. It looks like it's a 16th ounce on maybe 4-pound test. I'm going to run over and get on this shallower bank. Just because there's not a whole lot to fish right there in front of Fall Creek's dock, which is about where we're at. I think they've got it turned up to 3 or 4 units now. This water's cooking pretty fast. All right, we'll concentrate on some eddies and some seam lines over here. Yeah, that's got to be 4-pound test. That didn't cast very far. And I think we'll work this bank down to about Dino's. Real good eddy right over here. Let's see if I can get a little closer to it. Oh, there ought to be a fish in that. That is a perfect eddy right there. No chasers. Problem is I cannot see my line over there. That might have been bottom. Oh, no moss. I talked to guide Robbie Dodson this morning. He said he fished up in here with night crawlers and the red sandworm worm, or power worm, not sandworm worm. I said they caught a few fish, but it was nothing like what it has been over the past couple of weeks up here. Said that they really had to work for them this morning in this upper area. He said now if he goes downtown and fishes, that he's doing real well. They're catching lots of fish, but they're all stockers, which is all right. They make a bent rod. All right, got another real good eddy coming up in front of this dock. No chasers. Fish this for a second or two. And I definitely like to hit the eddies behind the docks. Now there should be a fish in there too. That might have been a fish, might have been bottom. But something happened. I don't see any moss, so it might have been a fish. I'll try it up there again real quick. Nothing funny on that one. I'm gonna try and get one more cast up there. I need to get it out of there because I'm gonna get in the dock. All right, we got one more good space here just above Dino's dock. We're going to fish that and then call it an episode. I'm looking at a skunk right now. There's a fish. Just really had to let it get down deep. He's not too shabby. Let's see if we can get him up here to take a look at him. A little fatty. Woo! I was looking at a skunk. Thank you, fish. Get him back out there. One more look after he stops squirming. Pretty spots on that guy. All right, y'all. Had to work for that guy. We're going right over a tree here. It's right there. And we got plenty of water, so we do have the 4 units running. 2 units, we would have bumped that tree. We thank you all for watching. We will try it again tomorrow. Like and share us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody.